So now in this lecture we will be discussing about interference in case of thin parallel sided films. You might have seen beautiful colors in case of a thin film of oil or a thin film of soap floating on the surface of water. When white light is incident onto such films, it shows beautiful colors, which is an example of a thin parallel sided film or a film of uniform thickness. So we will be discussing about interference in a thin parallel sided film. In this topic, we will derive the equation for part difference in case of thin parallel sided film, and from the part difference, we will derive the conditions of maxima and minima, which is very important in this topic. So let us consider a thin parallel sided film having uniform thickness say T and refractive index mu. Then with this as a normal, let a monochromatic beam of light AB having wavelength lambda is incident with some angle of incidence I. Then on reaching at this point B, part of it is reflected and emerges out as ray 1. Part of it is refracted through the film with some angle of refraction R, say along BC. On reaching at this point C, part of it is transmitted say along CD1 and part of it is reflected say along CD. On reaching at this point D, again part of it is reflected and finally emerges out as ET2 and part of it is transmitted along say DR2. So we obtain two rays, that is BR1 and DR2, and these two rays they seems to be reflected from the film, and therefore the rays which are reflected from the film they constitute a system which is called as reflected system, while rays CD1 and ET2 they seems to be transmitted from the film, and therefore they constitute a system which is called as a transmitted system. So we obtain two rays in reflected system and two rays in the transmitted system by method of partial reflection and refraction. So now we will be discussing about the reflected system first. So as ray BR1 and DR2 they are obtained from the single incident source, so they are coherent in nature and therefore they will interfere either constructively or destructively depending upon the part difference between them. Now in order to calculate the part difference, let us draw a perpendicular say DM on the path of ray BR1, because as these rays emerge parallel to one another and hence paths travelled by these rays beyond this perpendicular will be same. So the optical part difference between these rays is path BCD in film minus path BM in air. So optical part difference delta is nothing but path BCD in film minus path BM in air. Hence path BCD is nothing but it is mu into BC plus CD minus BM. We have written this mu into BC plus CD because according to the results of optics we know that whenever light travels a distance t in a medium of refractive index mu, then its equivalent optical path is mu into t. So light travels a distance BC plus CD in the film having refractive index mu, and therefore path BCD in film is nothing but it is mu into BC plus CD, while path BM is travelled in air, and therefore for air refractive index being 1, so we get the optical part difference as mu into BC plus CD minus BM. So if we find out what is BC, CD and BM from the geometry of the figure, then we can know what is the optical part difference. So in order to calculate BC, let us look at this triangle, that is BNC, and in this triangle value of cos R is nothing but it is cos of R. Okay, first look at the geometry of the figure. Here this is the angle of refraction R. This total angle is 90, so this angle will be 90 minus R. This being 90, this angle becomes R. With this as a normal, as this is the angle of incidence, so this is the angle of reflection, so it is also equal to R. This is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of reflection, so this angle is also equal to I. This total angle is 90, so this angle will be 90 minus I. This being 90, this angle becomes I. So in this triangle, that is B and C, the value of cos R is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So adjacent side is CM upon hypotenuse, which is BC. but Cl is nothing but it is the thickness of the film, and therefore we can write BC as BC is equal to T upon cos r. Similarly, from the geometry of the figure, value of cos r in this triangle, that is NCD, is nothing but it is Cn upon CD, but Cn is T, and therefore we can write CD as CD is equal to T upon cos r. So we know what is the path mu into BC plus CD, that is path BCD in film, and therefore path BCD in film is equal to 2 times mu into T upon cos of r. Now we have to find out what is path Bm in air. To find out what is path Bm, look at this triangle, that is BMT. In this triangle, sine of I is equal to Bm upon BD. And as we have to find out what is Bm, so Bm will be equal to BD sin I. But as this BD is equal to 2 times Bm, and therefore this Bm will be equal to 2 times Bn into sin I. So we have to find out what is Bn, and in order to find out Bn, tan of r is equal to opposite side upon adjacent, and then for tan of r is equal to Bn upon adjacent side is Cn. So but Cn is nothing but it is T, and therefore we can write Bn is equal to T into tan of r. Now let us substitute value in this Bn in this equation, and hence we get path Bn is equal to 2 times Bn is T into tan of r into sin I. But we can write this tan of r as 2 times T. Tan of r can be written as sin r upon cos r into sin I. Now let us divide this equation by sin r and multiply it by sin r. So we have the term sin I upon sin r as refractive index mu according to Snell's law, and therefore it can be written as 2 times mu into T into sin square r upon cos r. So this is what is the path Bn in air. Now as we have calculated what is path BCD in film, which is mu into BC plus CD, which is 2 times mu into T upon cos r minus path Bn in air, which is 2 times mu into T upon cos r into sin square r. So we take the common, take out the common as 2 times mu into T upon cos r, and we left as 1 minus sin square r. But as 1 minus sin square r is nothing but cos square r, so cancelling that cos r with the denominator, we left with part difference as 2 times mu into T into cos of r. So this is the optical part difference between the rays in the reflected system. But we know that whenever light is reflected at the surface of a denser medium, there is a phase change by pi, and a phase change of pi always corresponds to a path change of lambda by 2. And hence, as the ray Br1 is reflected from the surface of a denser medium, because this ray is incident from air, and this reflection takes place at the surface of denser medium because this film is denser as compared to that of air, and hence there will be an additional part difference of lambda by 2. So the effective part difference or total part difference in case of a thin parallel sided film for reflected system is 2 mu t cos of r plus lambda by 2. Now as we know what is the part difference in case of reflected system, then we can write the conditions of maxima and minima, condition of maxima or condition of brightness or condition for constructive interference is part difference should be integral multiple of wavelength. So part difference in this case is 2 mu t cos of r plus lambda by 2, and if it is equal to n into lambda, then transferring this lambda by 2 on the right hand side, we can write this condition as 2 mu t cos of r is equal to 12 minus 1 lambda by 2, where this n can take values like 1, 2, 3 and so on, where this n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. It is nothing but the order of interference band. So n is equal to 1 stands for first order interference band, n is equal to 2 stands for second order interference band, n is equal to 3 stands for third order interference band, and so on. So this is the condition for maximum in case of a thin parallel sided film. Then the condition for minima Now condition for minima or condition for darkness or condition for destructive interference is part difference should be odd integral multiple of half the wavelength. So part difference in our case is 2 mu t cos of r plus lambda by 2, and if it is equated to for xn plus 1 lambda by 2, transferring this lambda by 2 on right hand side, we can write this condition as 2 mu t cos of r is equal to n into lambda. So this is the condition for minima. Then we can write down the conditions of maxima and minima for transmitted system as well. So we obtain two rays in the transmitted system, that is CT1 and ET2, and as they are obtained from the single incident source, so they are also coherent in nature. Then in order to calculate what is the part difference, we draw a perpendicular, say EQ, on the path of ray CT1. Then if you look at the geometry of the figure, it is same as that of the previous one, and therefore optical part difference for transmitted system is also 2 mu t cos of r only. But as both the rays, that is CT1 and ET2, they are just the result of transmission, and hence there is no reflection at the surface of denser medium, so there will not be any additional part difference of lambda by 2. So effective part difference or total part difference will be only 2 mu t cos of r. So if we write the condition of maxima for transmitted system, then equating this part difference, that is twice mu t cos of r to integral multiple of wavelength, that is n lambda, we will get the condition of maxima for transmitted system. And the condition for minima becomes we equate this part difference, that is 2 mu t cos of r, to odd integral multiple of half the wavelength, that is twice n plus 1 lambda by 2, then we get the condition of minima. Now if you just compare these conditions of maxima and minima for reflected and transmitted system, then they are just opposite to one another. The condition of maxima in reflected system becomes the condition of minima in the transmitted system, and the condition of minima in reflected system becomes the condition of maxima in the transmitted system. It means that if you observe a point in a reflected system and if the point appears bright, if the same point when it is observed in the transmitted system, the same point will appear to be dark, and vice versa. If you observe a point in the reflected system and if it appears dark, and if the same point, if it is observed in transmitted system, it will appear bright, because the conditions of maxima and minima for reflected and transmitted system, they are just opposite to one another.